Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 5 of TogetherCraft. And like I
Woohoo!
said, we are going to be having a campfire story. So today's campfire story will be all of our perspectives on the very first month of the server. So I'll go first, and people can add in. We're gonna cook our food. Have a good time. No, got food cooking.
We might murder some things.
So when the server first started. Well, first before I say anything, we got Colt here, and we got Algames over here. Go sub her channel.
Hiya.
It's the exact same thing as her thumbnail. Oh, it's her gamer tag.
Gamer tag.
But I'm gonna tell the story of the origins of the server, not the origins of the first month of the server. So the
Yeah.
first month was pretty simple. We were doing little Minecraft stuff, punching trees. One of our friends had moved into the side of a mountain. I had that small cottage at spawn, which is still there, and we'll go back and visit it one day. And
Yeah.
Colt, Al Games moved to the ice area beside us, and Colt moved and lived with me for a little bit before going off and making his own little sky base. So time passed by normally, and eventually I decided to set up a wall and light up the area with the person that was inside the mountain, just for protection. And we took a long time. We made big stone brick walls, and we had towers and stuff, which we eventually took down most of the stuff. But
Yeah.
we started moving in, and more people started getting on our world. This is before we
Yeah.
more and more people had started turning into a world. Oh, before we started into a world, I'm extremely sorry for my very improper speaking skills. Ow. Before we turn it into a realm, we started inviting people onto our world, and
Yeah.
they obviously started seeing our area and like, oh, that is cool, and I'm gonna start taking your stuff. So time went on, and we went out and we killed the Ender Dragon, and we just started, just doing normal Minecraft things. And eventually, it got ridiculous the amount of people that were getting on stealing resources from me. So me and Colt packed our bags, sold the area to the person in the mountain, and just left and came over to the mushroom base, which was our original base. It used to be a big lake, and it's not anymore. But we had fun. We basically found a stone in the middle of the lake and dug down and blew it up and smoothed everything out. And that was our underground base. I'll do a tour of that one day as well.
Hopefully.
And it was fun. We got together. We just got a villager over after the village fell. We made a mob grinder, and my parents got on one day, and because they used to play Minecraft with me when I was younger. So my mom started playing with me, and then as we had like 5 or 6 people on, a couple people weren't playing anymore.
Yeah.
But I decided I was gonna make the first capital building of our server, and eventually I named it something like Friend World or Friendcraft or something like that. I was like, that's kind of dumb, so I named it TogetherCraft because I thought that was a lot better. And we're about in the month 2 of it, but I made the first capital building, and we just grew our world. We had a big castle. We had a pretty crappy looking house, but it was still there. And our town just grew. We got our first elytras. We were just having fun, getting diamond gear, making really good tools and everything like that. And then one day, it was my birthday in April, and my mom gave me something that I really knew I wanted. She gave me about $50 in Nintendo gift cards because I was playing on Switch at the time, and I was like, "Oh, thanks, Mom." So I went and I turned the server into a realm, and I named it, and we kept on growing. People played on all the time. Colt grew out this way. We made this campfire site. We play all the time now. She eventually moved over along with our other friend. My friend got on the server and took over my old area and then eventually moved over here. More people are playing, and our server keeps on growing. We're about 20 people that play on the server now. No one's on right now, but
Phew,
it's
that.
fun. It's
Mhm.
cool. We also had a couple of small battles and wars, and I'll let Colt talk for a little bit.
Let me tell you a story. So it
Oh, yeah,
started
me
out as a
too.
world. We did it. We made the same exact seed several times, and
Oh, yeah.
eventually, finally,
I
actually had
can't.
a world that we would play on.
Here.
And
Mhm.
so we built a castle around the starting area, and then I decided I didn't want to have a singular base, and I wanted to actually build a base in the sky. So I started off with making a pillar all the way to my sky castle, which eventually had a nether portal to link it to this place. And then I decided we should probably have a command bunker for the government, and I thought of a secret way to do it. It originally actually started out as partially not a command bunker, but at the same time, like a kind of a government facility. But it was originally for a server character called the Rodent, and
Oh, I love
then
the Rhoda.
um then Gibby came over and he was like, "Hey, yo, I'll help you build it, and then we can make it like a command quarters." And so when we finally made it, we found a rock in the middle of a pond in a village, and we mined down, and it was filled with gravel. So we placed it in a chest and started doing controlled explosions of gravel. And so we mined out an area, and we got people to join us, but only like some of the key people. And
Yeah.
then I decided to move and build another area for housing and to actually have a place where we can hang out. It started out with the core four people that were staying there, and then Gibby wanted to kick some of the people out because he didn't want like one unified bunker. And
Yeah.
then he decided against it. Then people started just leaving, and I built another sky base, which was a plane. And then he thought I had moved out. I hadn't really. I was just using that for building,
Yeah.
making building materials. And then I decided to actually move into it. I made a house, and then I moved out of the house, which leads to the Capitol building where I built the roof and some of the walls. And uh, yeah, that's pretty much it. I just built like some modern house designs and this company industry type thing named Seal, which I use for making my materials now instead of having it directly in my housing.
Yeah.
All right, Algames, don't say anything about that or anything at all.
Um. Yeah. So, woohoo! It's time to tell my truth. I'm not the most active person on the server, like by a long shot,
Yeah, I
but
would say me and Colt are probably the most. Me,
yeah,
Colt, and Jaden are the most active people on the
yeah.
server.
Um, I started off as one of the OG members. I went through some of the seeds as well, as they were just beginning. Um, I had a house on the icebergs near the main base that these two had. It was an odd couple of first months because I didn't get on as much as I do now. So they kept every time I came back on, they had iron armor, then they had gold armor, then they had elytras, killed an ender dragon. Um, this is a great story. So I guess I should just start off when I started building my chain of islands. The bunker became really run down. It still really hasn't recovered. So I decided to build my own island chains. I've had an obsession over building island houses forever. So I decided to make my islands out of nether material. And this was even before the nether update came out. During the middle of my building process, the nether update came. So I was able to decorate it pretty well. The whole theme of my stuff is potions and like witchcraft and wizardry. We
Yeah, we are. I'm really proud of how far our server's come on. And
I'm proud of my
the
head.
map was something that I had put up for a long time, and I'm gonna tell you all real quick about before we're about to end it here, but real quick I'm gonna tell you all about a micro war battle thing that's going on. It's just still going on, even though technically we've made like agreements and we're all fine now, but it's still technically
Peace.
going on.
Kill
The
the
big
pigs.
castle. The person who made the big castle was having an argument on a different server and did something that was not good and just grieved a place and was just being mean. And
All of our houses.
they eventually the war conflict spread over to our server with him, the person whose base got grieved, getting someone else to grieve the person who has the castle's base. It's kind of a mouthful, but they got into a big argument, and he just basically destroyed his whole entire base and filled it with lava and destroyed all the stuff. Which is, there's no rule against it in the server. So if you wanted to, you can go do that. But you're just going
Can
into
I
a
tell
lot of
the best part?
conflict. I want.
Can I tell the best part?
Yeah, in a second.
Okay.
Um,
Oh,
so the person ended up taking supplies from me, Colt, the person who lived in the side of the cliff, and took all supplies like TNT and lava from our areas, and ended up destroying the base completely. So even though the two people who originally started the war are at peace, we are still not at war because we have not been able to get any of our stuff back.
ooh.
Alright, what
I want to talk. This person basically took, I think, almost something from everyone. I mean, buckets were stolen, flint and steel, almost anything and everything for griefing was stolen. I mean, our father of the server here, all hail father of the server.
Yeah, we call him our father of the server because he's the person. He doesn't have the best loot, and he doesn't have the best combat skills, but he seems to be the one who protects us the most out of everybody.
All hail the father of the server. He stole from the father of the server every single thing, and that's not cool, yo. Not cool.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said yo, but
They stole my bucket.
Hopefully our campfire stories will be less awkward in the future.
Yeah, as we get better on the server, and as we get like more views and subscribers, and we have more dedication for our subscribers, we should be making a lot better quality and a lot more frequent quality videos.
And hopefully happier and
yeah, hopefully happier.
Hopefully happier.
We're gonna plan to do little stories, and like this was kind of an exception, but I want to have this little stories. Just like I guess just have fun every 5th episode of the series. So
like
thank you all
if
we're all gathered up here. Thank you all so much for watching the video. I know that you all probably didn't watch to this point because no one does. It says on my subscriber count and everything like that.
Except for me, I used to.
Except for her, she's like the only person that does. But thank you all so much for watching, and we'll get back to you all in the next one. See ya.